All my thoughts. So, how much time do you have? No, the general thought is that you're disappointed that you lose because I think today, no, I don't think even people of Celtic were saying that. So they're not really neutral. Everybody was saying that we were the better team today. And in that way, it's mixed feelings. You're disappointed because you do everything to win. And everybody worked really hard for that last weeks, last months for that. But I'm also proud about what the team has showed today. Do we need to take steps? Yes. We get 2 shots on target today. We get a goal. We get ourselves, we created 6 shots on target. So we need to score in that moment. And then if you have the scenario also that you score goals and they are disallowed in that way, that's also at that moment a disappointment if I compare with the push that Scales can give to Dusan Sterling in the first half. Around 16, in 16, I don't know, I didn't see the situation back, but it's a much bigger push than what happened with Joe Hart today. If I see also how all the Celtic defenders are grabbing my players and having their arms around their neck, around their waist, it's a really big call to disallow that goal.
We saw your reaction at that. Have you spoken to the referee since time about that?
No, nothing special. It's their decision, and they're honest. They make their decisions. It's a gray area, that one. It's not white or black. So he make that decision. Of course, as a manager, you're disappointed about that after the game.
Philippe, you say that some people from Celtic said you were the better team. There's no doubt you had control for a long part, especially in the second half. But do you feel you did enough to win the game?
I expected more from my players coming in, because you feel at that moment we were grabbing the game and there was a lot of space in the transitions, and we didn't kill it off there. But I know where players are coming from. We had a lot of talks about that. You guys asked a lot of questions about that last couple of weeks, months, about all the injuries. Yes, I know the squad is not at their best now. Some players are coming out of injury, and that you see in these decisive moments. Really fit Sima or really fit Matondo, they will finish off one of those chances for sure. That was not the case. I think all the group pushed the last piece of energy out of their body the last couple of weeks, and now it's about rebuilding the squad, making the staff also better around the team to go in a season next season that it cannot happen anymore, that we have 10, 12 injuries at the same time. So that's a crucial one. In those moments, you need to bring in fresh players who can make the difference, and in that way it was difficult today.
You talk about rebuilding the squad and that you have to make steps for next season, but do you think you've seen enough in these games against Celtic? Because they've always been tight, but you've always just fell short. Do you think you've seen enough?
Of course, because it's about one small detail today, one small detail and one small decision, big decision. Otherwise you go 1-0 in front, and we were the better team that moment, and there comes even more space. So I don't think that we could have done much more. Yes, we could have done some things better, but that's on the other side the same. I don't think they expected this kind of game today. So the team is taking steps. It's now about making the right decisions the next week, how to rebuild the team and make it stronger again towards next season.
Philippe, Jack has been brilliant for you all season, but does he feel he should have done better with the goal?
No, I don't think so. It's a really difficult shot, and Jack was in the rest of the game really good, and Joe Hart was really good. So no, I don't think. Yeah, you can always say details, and he should have pushed the ball to the sides, but this ball was really going like that. So that's an unlucky moment.
Philippe, given that you talk about the players giving every bit of energy they had, could you see that in the build-up to the goal, where Celtic's fresher legs got away from some of your boys into space?
Yeah, but we had these moments also in the second half, and the game became more open in that part of the game because people get tired on the other side also. So we had those moments also in these transitions to be decisive. We had also a few chances in that way, but we were not clinical enough.
Philippe, is this going to be particularly difficult for your players to take compared to other defeats?
I hope not. I hope not, because this needs to give them fuel to come back in the summer, to work really hard in preparation, because they feel how close it is. And next season to win those kind of games. That's taking the experience. Look also at the age of the two squads today. So they need to take this experience and take fuel out of it to become better, to work hard, to get the details. And I've seen a lot of details becoming better last couple of months. If you see the game they played now, today, I don't think anybody expected that 6 months ago that they could play a game like that. But in the end, you want to win, of course. And it's about grabbing these moments, and that's also quality, so we're going to work on that.
And should the goal have stood, you must have believed that your players would have grown even more in the second half.
I'm sure if we scored the 1-0, that we would have scored the second one and we would win the game. Everybody felt we had the control of the game. Celtic was getting really tired. So yeah, then that moment you need players like a fit Rabbi. In these actions you saw that their right fullback was really tired. If he's really fit, he just take him 1-against-1 and make decisive actions. But he comes out of an injury of 6 or 8 weeks. It's normally he doesn't have his normal fitness, but they all gave their best, they all went full. It's now about creating a squad next season who is much more fit all the season, and that you don't have this juggling with players all the time.
You've talked about that quite a lot, Philippe. The kind of challenge of building the squad for next season, what kind of challenge faces you?
It's a massive challenge because there is not much time. That's the reality. So you have qualifying games for Champions League in August. You have 5 league games also, so that's 9 games in 4 weeks. And you need to rebuild the squad. So we have several players out of contract who will leave the building. So you need to replace them without money coming inside. That's also one thing. So we need to be really inventive in our transfers and doing the smart things. So it's going to be really challenging, but we're busy with that already for months. Within the club, you see already that we bring in Jefte yesterday, who's a young player, talented player, but they also will need also their time to adapt. How long? That's always difficult to predict. Some players, they adapt really fast. Some players need more time, but we're working hard to get more quality in the building.
Thanks, guys.